The Packers, as we know, I mean, we talk about them on this show, having a really pleasant offseason so far. And Jordan Love actually came out. He said, I'll read you a quote. He said, the Packers are in an awesome spot right now. The bond that started off last year, we became a lot closer just through the adversity of last season, making a run at the end there. Coming into OTAs, there's been so much energy in the building. Since I've been here, I feel like this is the closest team I've been a part of. It's been awesome to see the guys coming out competing. Everyone at this time is very cool because you're building relationships, getting closer with guys, getting out there, putting in the work every day. I think we're in an awesome spot. And I think he's right on a lot of levels that Green Bay is in an awesome spot. There aren't a lot of huge problems, distractions, or even points of pressure on Green Bay heading into this offseason for the first time in a while. And when you look around the rest of the NFC, all those teams, I mean, we just said it with Dallas. McCarthy's under fire. Dak's contract's there. They can't get to the championship game. The Eagles, we just said, Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, like what's going on? They imploded. Even the Rams, Matthew Stafford stay healthy. The Falcons and Bears are bringing in new pieces. The biggest or the most complete team in terms of avoiding distractions and noise right now, I would say, is probably the Lions outside of Green Bay. Mm-hmm. And even they now have the pressure of paying all these guys and getting there. So I don't want to sound like Green Bay has no problems. I think a big one is, will Jordan Love, not problem, but distraction, I guess could be, or a question mark, is will Jordan Love continue the success he had? Because it was only a 10-game sample, as good as he was. And then it would be Jeff Hafley's defense coming together, but I'm not too concerned about that. So for the Packers, Jack, yeah, again, a team that's had a really pleasant offseason. Vibes are through the roof, and all Packers fans seem to be sky high right now. What do you think is a successful year? We talked about expectations a couple episodes ago for Green Bay. What do you think successful for the Packers?
I mean, I and the Packers fans won't like this because they are saying Super Bowl, which they have every right to. This team can win the Super Bowl. I'd say get back to NFC Divisional Round where you were last year.
Wait, that's successful?
I agree.
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
No.
I mean, this team was 9-8 last year.
No, I completely disagree.
This team, what was their win total last year? It was
10?
Was it 10?
I think they were 10-7.
What was their win total? Win
total. I don't know. Heading into last year?
Yeah.
I don't know. It might have been like 6.5 or something, 5.5.
It also all depends. Like,
it was a huge success last season.
Yeah, huge success. And now you're competing with the Lions once again, who in my eyes are probably a little better than you. I think you should be expecting probably the number 5 seed. And that involves winning a road.
Oh, man.
That involves winning a road playoff game and going on the road to San Fran in the second round.
I think.
I think
strong disagree, Jack.
Why?
First off, I think the expectation for Packers,
like these guys were 9-8. Like these guys were 9-8.
Were they 9-8 or 10-7?
9-8.
9-8.
They exceeded expectations. I just want to see Jordan Love repeat success, get back to where you were.
Dude, they were a missed kick away from going to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, but you know how hard it is to advance.
Detroit in Detroit.
You know how hard it is to
Lions
advance.
Fans are going to get mad.
You know how hard it is to advance past that.
It's really hard.
Do you think Green Bay is the best team in the NFC? You said the Lions.
I think the Lions are a little bit better, but I think everyone in Green Bay thinks that they're better than Detroit.
So a successful season to me is with what I think, the Lions being better than them.
I don't think Detroit's that much better though.
But I think they are better.
If you have a gun to my head, I'm going to pick the Lions to beat the Packers to win the division. But would I be shocked at all if Green Bay won? No.
So I'm saying, no, neither would I. I'm picking Detroit to win the division. So I'm saying Green Bay's on the road, and to win a playoff game on the road and get back to San Fran is a success.
See, I think for Green Bay, winning the division is one. I think they need to win the division. I think that's an expectation, a very realistic one. Like if I understand. I feel like if it was a situation like the Niners and the Rams, where I just believe the Niners are much better than the Rams, they crush them every time, then I'd say, okay, get back to, like, for the Rams to get to the divisional round, win a wild card, like that's a great season. But Green Bay should expect to win the North. Detroit's not that. They beat Detroit, crushed them the last time they played. So I think that getting an NFC title is one very realistic and something that they should expect to do.
I think it's realistic too.
But then if you just get back to the divisional, even if they go on the road and win a wild card game and the season ends, yeah, it's like I think it's a good. You're like, okay, that's an okay season. We got to the divisional round, but when you were that close to the conference championship game, and you come in now and have all this hype, I think the conference championship is the benchmark for Green Bay.
But this team is so far ahead of schedule.
They're way ahead of schedule.
Do we know that they're as good as they were last season?
No, we don't. That's the big question.
Was it an anomaly?
That's the question.
Like, I think to prove you're not an anomaly is to get back to where you were.
Yeah, I think if they got anywhere short of there, then it's a huge disappointment.
There's a chance this team plays some great football, and they're very, very good. I'm just trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate for these guys. What if last year was a fluke?
No, and that's certainly a possibility. And that's what I said before. It was only 10 games, even though it was a very, very, very good 10 games.
No, but
of Jordan Love.
You're starting to interrupt. But like if this team wins the North, right, and
sure,
they get a number 2 seed, let's say, and last year wasn't a fluke, wasn't a flash in the pan. Last year was legitimate, which I hope it is. I'd say NFC Championship game beyond where you were last year. But I think the main thing for me, and this is where I'll get my head chopped off, is wanting to see this team who is so far ahead of schedule just show right now, while Jordan Love and this whole crew is still super young, that
they're legit.
Last year wasn't a flash in the pan.
I think you'll see that so quickly.
I think getting back to the divisional round, especially if you don't win the division, is a good season for a young team.
What if they're an 11, and now we're just playing a hypothetical game, but what if they're 11-6? Detroit goes 12-5. So Green Bay's battling with them all year. One of the top 5 teams in the NFC. They get a wild card spot. Let's say they get the 5. They beat Atlanta or Tampa Bay, and then they lose at Detroit. You think that's
like Detroit as a number 1 seed?
Detroit's the number 2 seed, and they play Green Bay.
Green Bay will play the Niners.
Whoever. Let's say they go back and play the Niners, and lose to the Niners again. I think, if I were a Packer fan, I'd just go,
well, hold on.
That was not a fun season, but
I think it would be disappointing, but I think it's a successful season.
So in your eyes, success is legitimately just validating Jordan Love.
Yeah, I think it's validating that your team is good.
Yeah, I'm saying it's taking a step.
Maybe the following year for me be taking a step.
Okay. No, I get it. I understand. I think everything, we're kind of close on everything, but
I'm going to get murdered in these comments.
I don't know. I think some people will agree with you that it's not enough games to prove to them that Love's great. But
can this team win it? Yeah, they can. They can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, they can win the Super Bowl. And that's why I have them in the championship game, being the barometer of success. The last team we're going to talk about, and it is crazy that just how nice everything is going there. When you see, there's no problem.
Oh yeah, I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate here.
We'll have mini camp reactions on the Packers next week with Ziggy. The last team we're going to talk about.
I'm going 14-3, I think, in the schedule prediction. So they go 14-3, get the 1 seed. Yeah, it's Super Bowl.
Anything
short, that's a disappointment.